Good morning. I'm going to share this with you today because I haven't shared it in a video before. I've shared it before on a speaking platform. I'm not afraid to speak in front of people. I think it's something that I'm actually pretty good at. But I want to share my story with you. 10 years ago, this year, I started my journey to lose weight. I was 100 pounds overweight. I didn't know how I really got there. I quit caring. I quit looking in the mirror. I was broken. I was defeated. But I sure didn't put on that face. I put on the face that everything was fine in my life. I was wonderful. Life was good. I was happy and I was content. When inside I was really broken and I was really miserable. But I was afraid to admit that even to myself. In October of 2006, I went on a retreat with a direct selling business I was involved with at the time. And there was a person there who was a fitness guru, and I didn't want to go to that retreat because of that. I was embarrassed. I didn't think he could tell me anything I didn't already know. I felt I could write my own diet book. I could write my own meal plans. I had the knowledge. I just didn't know what to do with it. And I did nothing with it. I felt defeated. I felt less than. I felt ugly. I just felt negative. There was nothing positive in my life. But I think those of you who knew me maybe could see that in my eyes. But I tried to always have a smile on my face. I always tried to be upbeat. I always tried to be happy and say, oh, life is great. I can do anything I want. I'm just a healthy fat person. That was the biggest lie I ever told myself, because there was nothing healthy about me. I was on the borderline of diabetes. I was on the borderline of high blood pressure. I'd ruined my knees. I blamed it on knee surgery at age 17. But that wasn't really the case. It's carrying that extra weight on a 5'2" frame. But here came October. I went to that retreat wanting to hang out with friends, not wanting to hear anything. But you know, the Lord works in mysterious ways. And I had a divine appointment that weekend. And Coach Don Nava, who is the most amazing coach in the world, he changed my life that night. He showed me that I'd been in charge instead of letting God be in charge. That I was running the show and telling my Lord and Savior that I knew better than he did what I needed, which wasn't true. I left that weekend. I had Coach in my pocket, and we worked together for several months. I emailed him every day with a nutrition plan, and I went and worked out every day. Every day it hurt. Every day my joints hurt. Every day I didn't want to have chicken over pasta, but I did. And slowly, slowly, the pounds came off. I don't know what I weighed when I started. I wasn't allowed to weigh myself for 30 days or measure, but I do know I was well over 100 pounds. It took me a long time, and then life happened. That spring, I was prepared. My husband and I were working out together. He was like, oh my gosh, maybe she's finally found something that's going to work. I did no magic. It was real food and real exercise. I went from not being able to walk on the treadmill or to do a jumping jack to doing full workouts. It took time. But I slowly built confidence as the weight came off. I could see that, yes, there was hope. And then 2007 happened. That was an ugly year in our family. We had numerous deaths. My husband's health wasn't good. I was scared. I was terrified. So what did I do? I went back to food. I went back to food time and time again because that's what I knew made me feel better. But it was only temporary. I reached out again to Coach, and he prayed with me, and he said, hey, you know, you can do this. So in 2008, I planned a backpack trip. I had never been backpacking in my life, but I knew my husband loved the outdoors, and he was just recovering from having lived with a burst appendix for 7 months. I felt we needed something. I needed something to get me back on track. So we focused on that for the summer, and we did a glacier hike in August of 2008. It was an ugly hike. I got sick. I couldn't do it. It was miserable. My husband had to carry my pack part of the way. He thought, oh boy, she's never going to do this again. But you know, I learned something about me. I learned that I could. It might not be pretty, but I learned that I could. And I breathed belief in myself on that trip. And I saw beauty, and I saw things that nobody will ever see. Because I walked there with my own 2 feet. So I came back more determined than ever, and I found a coach, my current trainer, James Fisher, out of Sedona, Arizona, because I thought if I'm going to backpack, I'm going to do this well. And it was with his help, and it has been with his help for the last 10 years, 8 years, 8 years that I've learned how to take care of me. He's been my coach. He's been my encourager. I've worked hard to lose the weight. I was diagnosed with Graves' disease, which is hyperthyroid, which derailed me for a time. But I also learned that I don't have to be a victim to anything, that I'm strong enough with the Lord and His help that I can work through all these bumps in the roads. I've gained some of the weight back because of my own choices with nutrition. My metabolism is slowed down to a snail's pace again, and I argue with that daily, but I know what I have to do, which is work out, which makes me feel better, and my body appreciates it. I also know that proper nutrition makes me feel better, that when I stay away from the sugar, that life is good. So it's always a journey. It's never finished. I would say maintenance is harder than losing, but you know what? I've got a lot of help and I've got a lot of support. But most of all, I have belief in me. I know that I can. That took years to grow. It took years. It wasn't something I got overnight. And I'm glad that it took me a long time to step into who I am today. I'm glad it took me time to find out that yes, I'm valuable and I'm worth it. I love me today. I love who I am on the inside. I'm a confident, determined, grateful woman. I'm here to help others discover who they are and their values. If you ever need to talk, if you just need someone to listen, I'd like to be that person for you, because we all need somebody. There's no way that you can do a health journey on your own. I shouldn't say that. Some people have done it and been very successful. I've just found for me, having a partner, having a tribe of people has been what's been successful for me. So I want to share this with you. I want you to have an amazing day and go out and live your best life.